Today, we're going off map. We are tearing up the standard itinerary to uncover 7 corners of the PNW that are hiding in plain sight. Places that are rugged, eerie, and frankly, better than the famous spots. So buckle up, because things are about to get weird. We're talking about high deserts that look like Mars, sea caves that feel like a fantasy novel, and mountain towns that haven't been ruined by influencers yet. 1. The Owyhee Canyonlands, Oregon. First up, we're heading to a place that feels like a glitch in the simulation. You drive east in Oregon, past the trees, past the volcanoes, until the world turns into a rugged, red rock labyrinth. This is the Owyhee Canyonlands. Think of it as the Grand Canyon, but without the railings, the gift shops, or the crowds. It's a place of sheer isolationist beauty. The Owyhee River cuts through volcanic tuff that's millions of years old, creating spires and cliffs that glow blood red at sunset. It's a powerful and frankly eerie sight. You can drive for hours out here and not see another human soul. It's just you, the sagebrush, and the overwhelming silence of the high desert. Fun fact, this area is so remote that it's one of the few places in the lower 48 states where you can see the Milky Way cast a shadow. The darkness here is heavy, but here's why it's on the list now. It's on the verge of being discovered. Rafting outfitters are starting to wake up to this river's potential. Right now, it's a choose-your-own-adventure wilderness where the cell service is non-existent and the terrain is unforgiving. It feels like the frontier. If you go, bring water, more than you think you need, and a vehicle that can handle a beating. This isn't a Sunday drive, it's a commitment. Okay, enough dust and desert. Let's talk about a secret that's a little more refreshing. 2. Lake Angeles, Washington. If you go to Olympic National Park, everyone and their mother heads to Hurricane Ridge. And yeah, the view is nice, but if you want the magic without the tour buses, you head to Lake Angeles. It's hiding in plain sight, just a few miles away from the main crowds. But the only problem is, you have to earn it. The trail is a steady, calf-burning climb through a forest so green it looks color-graded. But when you break out of the trees, you find a glacial lake nestled in a bowl of rock that feels almost amphitheater-like. The water is that deep, impossible blue that looks fake in photos. Because the trail keeps the casual walkers away, it retains a sense of sacred quiet. The story goes that local legends say the lake is bottomless. Geologically, that's not true, but when you're standing on the edge looking into that dark water, you believe it. It feels ancient. This is the spot to go if you want to understand why people disappear into the Washington wilderness. It's serene, it's enchanting, and it's arguably the best lunch spot in the entire state. Just watch out for the mountain goats. They own this place. You're just visiting. From the mountains, we move to the edge of the continent. 3. Yachats and Cape Perpetua, Oregon. Most tourists beeline for Cannon Beach to see Haystack Rock. And look, it's great. But if you want the moody, gothic Oregon coast that makes you want to write poetry or solve a murder mystery, you go to Yachats, pronounced Yachats. It means dark water at the foot of the mountain. And that name is brutally accurate. This isn't a sandy beach town where you lay out a towel. This is where the forest crashes directly into the Pacific. The coastline here is jagged, violent black basalt. It's a place where the ocean feels angry. Right next door is Cape Perpetua, the highest point on the Oregon coast accessible by car. But don't just drive to the top, find the giant spruce trail. You walk to a tree that's nearly 600 years old. Standing next to it, you realize how small you actually are. Yachats is the gem of the Oregon coast for a reason, but it's still quiet enough that you don't feel like a tourist. You feel like a local letting a secret slip. Next up, we're heading to a place that feels like the definition of the middle of nowhere. 4. The Highway 395 corridor in Abert Rim, Oregon. If you drive Highway 395 in Southern Oregon, you're on what some people call the loneliest road. But keep your eyes open because you're about to drive past one of the biggest geological flexes in North America, the Abert Rim. Imagine a cliff face that shoots 2,500 feet straight up and runs for 30 miles. It's one of the longest exposed fault scarps in the world. It looks like a giant took a knife and sliced the earth open. Driving alongside it feels surreal. On one side, you have this towering wall of rock. On the other, Lake Abert, a shallow, alkali lake that is often empty of everything except brine shrimp and thousands of birds. It feels like driving on another planet. The scale of the rim makes your car look like a toy. This area is largely ignored by the I-5 crowd, which makes it perfect. You can pull over, Stare up at that wall of rock and hear absolutely nothing but the wind. It's a brutal landscape, but there is a beauty in that brutality. It's raw, it's unapologetic. Stop in the town of Lakeview, grab a burger, and appreciate a part of Oregon that refuses to be gentrified. It's the cowboy emptiness that the movies promise you but rarely deliver. 5. Skylight Cave, Sisters, Oregon. Alright, so just a few miles outside the charming town of Sisters, there's a hole in the ground. Literally, no signs, no paved parking lot, just a GPS coordinate and a metal ladder leading into the darkness. This is Skylight Cave. It's a lava tube, a remnant of the fiery plumbing that built this region. But unlike most damp, dark caves, this one has a party trick. If you visit in the morning, usually around 9 or 10 a.m., the sun aligns perfectly with the collapsed sections of the roof. Beams of light shoot down into the cave floor like spotlights from an alien ship. Why is it a secret? Because finding it is half the battle. You have to navigate a maze of Forest Service roads that all look exactly the same. But that's the filter. If it were easy, there would be a ticket booth and a line. Once the sun moves, the lights go out and it goes back to being just a dark, cold hole in the ground. It's a fleeting moment of magic, and catching it feels like you won something. Let's hop back across the border to Washington. 6. Nisqually National Wildlife Refuge, Washington. Now, usually, when people talk about the Puget Sound, they talk about ferries and Seattle traffic. But if you want to see what this region looked like before we paved it, you can go to the Billy Frank Jr. Nisqually National Wildlife Refuge. It's a mouthful to say, but it is one of the most significant estuary restorations in the country. You walk out on a boardwalk that goes for a mile over the tidal flats. When the tide is out, it's a mudflat buffet for thousands of birds. When the tide is in, you're walking on water. The story goes that, for a century, farmers tried to dike this land to grow crops. They fought the ocean, built walls, and tried to tame the tide. But a few years ago, the dikes were removed. We let the ocean back in. Watching the salt water reclaim the land is a powerful reminder that nature always wins in the end. It's quiet, it's teeming with life, and on a clear day, you get a view of Mount Rainier that looks like a painting. It gives you that moody, overcast PNW vibe without the chaos of the city. We've seen ghosts, deserts, and underground light shows, but our last secret is a beast of a machine. 7. Silver Falls State Park, Oregon. If you ask someone where to see waterfalls in Oregon, they will say the Columbia River Gorge. They are wrong. You go to Silver Falls State Park. This is the Trail of 10 Falls, and that name is not false advertising. In an 8-mile loop, you pass 10 legitimate, thundering waterfalls. And the kicker, you can walk behind 4 of them. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, like standing inside a rock cavern, looking out through a curtain of white water crashing down in front of you. The sound is deafening. The spray soaks you instantly. It brings a legitimate sense of peril. The only problem? It's not exactly unknown to locals, but it's often skipped by the cross-country road trippers. They miss out on the South Falls, a 177-foot monster that makes you feel tiny. The canyon is lush, green, and dripping with life. It feels like a prehistoric jungle. You half expect a dinosaur to walk out of the ferns. Come here on a rainy weekday. The mist mixes with the waterfall spray, the crowds are gone, and you have this ridiculous display of power all to yourself. It's nature showing off, plain and simple. These places, the lonely canyons, the silent lakes, the dark coastlines, they remind us that the map isn't finished yet. There are still corners of the Pacific Northwest that feel wild, untamed, and a little bit secret. If this video changed how you see the Pacific Northwest, hit like, subscribe for more hidden places, and comment on which spot you'd visit first. If this video made you laugh, dream, or scream road trip, you will love the next video. Click here. The next wonder is one click away.